Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have a unique opportunity right now to develop the additional water infrastructure and power projects necessary to increase drought resilience and, frankly, protect California's ag economy. I've been a strong advocate since my arrival here in Washington and on this committee that the federal government needs to stop shirking its responsibility to invest in water infrastructure in the Central Valley in California and throughout the West. But even if we funded every water infrastructure project in the Central Valley today, we would be years away from seeing a final product due to the existing permitting process. These reviews can take anywhere from several months to years for each individual project, causing just absurd delays in approval, let alone initiation of the projects. And while projects that may have larger environmental footprints like Dan's face some of the longest timelines, continued delays increase project costs, especially at a time where uncertainty with the current administration's tariff war and their day-to-day bouncing of the stock market and everything else is already increasing the cost of materials and equipment. And we just saw that with a major project in California, Sites Reservoir, and just an incredible significant increase in the overall cost of, or projected overall cost of the project. We're dealing with all this while project opponents are using the National Environmental Protection Act to slow down these projects through litigation. In fact, studies have shown that due to litigation-related delays, projects can take up to or over 15 years to complete. It's insane, and it's unacceptable. So, Mr. Hergott, what impacts have litigation had on the NEPA review process? And I think more importantly, and I'm not looking for a 15-year response here, I'm looking to cut to the chase of how do we set some reasonable accountability and timeframes around these projects so that we're both balancing our obligations to roof things, but also delivering projects on budget and on time.
The first step when I talk about transparency, and it seemed like it's the economy stupid, even in this committee, we're having a question about what is, that the CEQ study didn't manipulate statistics to show cherry-pick projects to make it seem like the problem was getting better, not worse. And the fact that we can't track projects in real time, all facets of it, from the cradle to the grave. You do that, then we don't have these rhetorical battles about whose facts are better than others. We actually know what happens on the ground. It's hard to hide behind real facts when you're not just hyperbole, because most of them are hidden. And at the end of the day, yes, we empower stakeholders, yes, we do things, but agencies and CEQA and states, they're not coordinated in a way that they could be. The statutes have gotten overly complicated, and changing them is not a rewrite. Changing them is not a teardown. It is a retrofitting them for the day that we live in now and not the one when they were written 70 years ago.
I appreciate that. I'm 47 years old, and the last major reservoir project delivered in California was built about 40 years ago, and it's absurd. We continue to feed the country 2/3 of the fruits and vegetables out of California, but we got to do better. Based off the existing process and the impacts of litigation, how long would you estimate it would take to build just one water storage infrastructure project in California?
On the due diligence on the front end, which everyone forgets, 3 years, probably 2 years on the application side, and at the end of the day, after ESA and National Marine Fisheries, because they'll both do two separate simultaneous biological opinions, because one's river fish and one is ocean-bearing fish that has a conduit to the sea, and that's under the Department of Commerce. Then you'll bring Bureau of Rec, and then you will bring in tribal consultation with one of the haciendas that'll do 106, that'll establish tribal rights in an attempt to coordinate with the project. At the end of the day, you're anywhere looking for between 5, 15 years or never. I don't think you build a reservoir trying to rebuild Folsom Dam and others. I just don't see a reservoir getting built in any way or shape or form in California for the foreseeable future.
I appreciate it. Our farmers certainly deserve better than waiting decades for these water projects to be built. In my district, I consistently hear about delays from the FERC relicensing process. Hydropower projects are being held up by both state and federal government, imposing fish passages and species protections requirements way beyond the actual effects of the project. I certainly look forward to the attention this is getting and work with my colleagues to passing permitting reform. Mr. Chairman, I yield back my time.